This is a series of videos. We are going to talk about navigate your destiny life map. Why destiny life map is so important for us to know about ourselves, especially in our career progression and also improvement. And of course, ultimately, we wanted to see the great success in our life. And this is Dr. LG Adeline Tan. In the last video, we have already talked about the 10-day master. And I believe right now in your hand, you would already have printed your own destiny life map. Or other words, we call it the 八字. And 八字 itself, right, we are to convert the 4 pillars, what our date of birth and also the time of birth, and then we convert into the Chinese character where we do have our year, month, day, and hour. And this destiny life map itself, right, the 八字 itself will actually tells a lot of information about us. What is great about destiny life map? Inside the destiny that we have, right, it already tells us what sort of innate born talent that we have. At the same time, when is the right time for us to do certain things, and what is the good career that we do. And some people, they always have a lot of curiosity. Maybe the job that always attracted to them, right, is always the sales and marketing job. But however, these are the people, right, they don't like to talk much, and they do not like to communicate with people so often. So that's why it's always having a lot of self-contradictory issues within them. And because of all this, that's why they are not able to perform to the max or to optimize the inborn talent that they have. But do you ever know that and ever discover that every one of us inside our destiny life map chart already tell us all these informations? If you are to know what is already written in your chart, and that is how you can actually maximize. If you have not printed your destiny life map chart, so more important is now on the screen you can see there is a QR code for you to scan the code and to bring you to the website under this Social Strategy Institute. And in this website, you are to enter your personal details, especially your date of birth and also your time of birth. And the moment you press enter, so that is a sample chart now showing on the screen for you. And now, when you have your chart ready, so we are going to navigate your destiny life map today. In the last video, we have talked about who you are. Who you are is very important because by knowing who you are, you will knowing what is your strong point and what is your weaknesses. And at the same time, by knowing who you are, you will know that what are the things that you commonly like and you dislike to do in this lifetime. Because when we talk about your destiny life map, it's something got to do with this lifetime. Whether you are now 3 years old or whether today you are 80 years old, by watching this video, the information will not change. So that is how important destiny life map. And we know that a lot of people, and in the market there are many practitioners, they always talk about whether you should wear this or whether you should wear that. So those are something that we call it the entertainment feng shui or entertainment Chinese metaphysics. But knowing this destiny life map is something that's already certain for your entire life by the moment when you are out from your mother's womb. So that's why that is how important it is. So now let's be together to understand or to navigate your career blueprint in a high level format. When we talk about career blueprint, and if you are a Jia person, the sample chart now on the screen, if you see this day master itself, if you are a Jia, so what you will have to look into. In terms of the career blueprint, we know that Jia is a person who is straightforward and they talk direct. And in terms of a career blueprint, right, you have to always remember, you cannot simply change a job after you get into this job for 5 months or for 1 year. Then after that, you do not like about a job, and then quickly you actually shift to another job. So that is not your career blueprint. You always have to remember, if you are born as a Jia person, always you have to make sure that when you get into a job, right, you like it or you don't like it, if possible, try to stay on in that job for at least 5 years, 3 to 5 years time, to learn whatever possible, and whatever that you learn, okay, from this so-called the job itself, right, you will notice that it will definitely bring you a lot of benefits. And sometimes, right, people always ask us, should I change a job? And I actually got to know about a job opportunities, but some people, right, in their destiny, it's always good for them to actually we call it the job hopping from one to another job, okay, very quickly, maybe 1 year or maybe 2 years down the road. But if you are a Jia person, that is definitely not suitable for you, because Jia people, right, as we know, is a big chunk tree. So to grow a tree, we need to have decades, or we need to have a century to actually make sure that the tree is grow in a very steady manner. That's why if you are Jia, always remember, you have to stay in a job to learn what is important in your department, and to make sure that the experience itself somehow subsequently it comes to you, and that is how you can actually help to enlighten yourself, your career, and also to all the colleagues that can benefit you. And with that, you will notice that being a Jia would stay in a job for some time, and pick up all the experiences from the company, from the department, or either even from your bosses, that will actually make you a very successful Jia person. All right. And then what about if you are a Yi Wood? All right. If you are a Yi Wood day master, very important that you will have to make sure that you know it all, of all the knowledge. All right. What does it mean by know it all? Some people, right, Jia Wood, they always have to enter into something or a field or a department which is actually a professional. Professional means that you are not doing it by 1 year or 2 years, okay? So you have to actually do a lot of research and understand and gain a lot of experience. However, for Yi Wood people, right, you will have to make sure that you know it all. So which means you are like a touch and go. So you know this information, and that actually can help you to to take charge of talking to from the customer perspective, okay, customer service perspective. When you are knowing how to play golf, and when you are to connect with the people who play golf, and that is suffice for you to actually talk to people who having the same nature. And when you are to get into a group of people or clients who actually like to do a lot of image, makeup, or learning about the branding, then you also know it all, and a touch and go about the experience, the knowledge, and for you to be able to communicate with this group of people. That is about the Yi Wood nature. If you are Yi Wood, so make sure that all the job that you are enter, all the businesses that you are venture into, it's always important that you always make sure that you are a know-it-all perspective, and in order for you to gain a lot of network, and also to connect with a lot of people. All right, and that is how your networking skill will become better, enhanced, and also to bring you to connect with a lot of a different group of people. So that is how your communication skills come about. At the same time, if you are a Yi Wood, so always make sure that you stay in a job for like 2 years, or 2 years, or less than 2 years, or 3 years. I think that will be good enough for you to actually knowing what this job is about, and then for you to actually move on to regain some other experiences. All right, so that is how Yi Wood works. And if you are a Peng Fire person, we know that Peng Fire person, the source itself is coming within themselves, and they are represented by the so-called sun. All right, so we know that in this world we only have the only sun, and this only son, their resources, their motivation is all coming from within. That's why these people, right, Chinese, we have a saying, anything, the sun itself, right, is always, rise from one location, okay, one direction, and then always set in the other direction. All right, so that's why these are Ping Fire people. If you are the Ping Fire, so always make sure that whatever that you are in your career blueprint, very important that you know one thing and you are doing this thing, and that will eventually become your day-to-day. That's why Ping Fire people is always good to be hired them into the operational works. Okay, what do we mean by operations? Operational work means that the person is actually doing the same thing day in, day out. Every day they are also doing and repeat the same procedures of job, and they will not feel boring. Because why? They are the people who are following the procedures, following the protocols, and sun, right, they always rise in one direction and set in the other direction. They never tell you that they are bored. So that is how the Ping Fire is always good to be hired for a operational job person. All right, and but what if you are a Ting Fire? Ting Fire, we have know that they are the people who are giving hope. They are the people who are giving motivation and sense of direction to those who lost their future, those who lost do not know what to do in their life. And Ting Fire people, they are the people who actually can give the sense of direction. That's why these are the people, right? They can actually, get into the job where always constantly motivate. As we have mentioned last time, being a speaker, being a teacher, being a spiritual guru, and Ting Fire is the most suitable day master. But what if today you are not doing all this? So what you are too good at is that Ting Fire people always good with monetary calculation. So that's why if you are a Ting Fire, so you can also venture yourself into sales and marketing, because you are always sharp with figure. All right, and you always knowing how to set your target right, and to make sure that you are self-motivated to hit, okay, to the target that given to you. And that is how Ting Fire works. And Ting Fire is a good speaker. Because of that, when you are into sales and marketing, so you know how to tackle, okay, or how to win the heart of the of your customer, or either your clients, or either they are the people who are working very closely with you. And that is how a Ting Fire works. So your career blueprint, always remember, you have to make sure that connect with the people, okay, with the right manner, and in order you win their heart, and that is how they constantly, okay, grow with you and to bring in the business for you. All right, and the next one we have is a Wu Earth Day Master. Wu Earth Day Master, we know that it's a it's a big, huge mountain. We cannot easily move them. But these are the Wu Earth, right? They also give the sense of security and trustworthiness to the people. So that's why you will realize that if you are a Wu Earth Day Master, it's good that you venture into something where to give the sense of security to others. And in this new generations, right, Wu Earth Day Master, what good for you is you can actually so-called package yourself or brand yourself, right, to be a very good consultant into insurance, into this investment, okay. Like in Malaysia, right, we do have all these investor, okay, banker, where actually they are helping their clients to actually invest their portfolio, things like that. Because you are always make sure that they are the people, they are very meticulous, and they are very quick into monitoring all these transactions, okay, the fast moving transaction. At the same time, you give people the sense of trustworthiness and the security. And that is how Wu Earth people, they always attract people to come back to them, okay, and to repeatedly to give them the business. So if you find the right job, and that is how you can always reach out to the right people in order to, double your earnings. All right. And what if you are a GF Day Master? GF Day Master, their blueprint is how you can nurture others. All right. When we talk about nurturing, right, it's obvious. Maybe you are a teacher, or maybe you are a spiritual guru, or maybe like us, we are being a speaker who actually, grow others, all right, in terms of their experience or in terms of their knowledge. So that's why being a GF is always the best. And these are the people, right, they are always make sure that they are productive, they are nurturing, and they are always resourceful to their students. Because of being a teacher, right, I always believe what we know is what we are going to share with the students. So if being a teacher, or the guru or the speaker, we are not constantly to grow our knowledge. We are not constantly to explore ourselves and to gain a better experience. How are you going to sell your experience to others? How are you going to market your experience to others? That's why it's very important, being a GF, make sure that you get into the job where you can nurture others. And you can be nurtured as a teacher, okay? Could be a primary teacher, could be the university professor, could be a, spiritual guru, all right? So these are something that you can actually help to nurture others. And you can be a subject matter expert and to train other people in the company as well. All right, so this is something that you can load into your career blueprint. And do make sure that, because a GF, right, you need a lot of rest, because GF, they produces a lot of matter output element is what they have shared to others. That's why after they have shared to others, they always feel tired. That's why they also need a lot of energy to revive them back. All right. And the next one we do have is a Keng Matter. If you are a Keng Matter Day Master, Keng Matter is the one, right, they always move forward and forge forward. And they are the most hardworking, they can take the most hardship, and they are the most altruistic people. All right. So if you are Keng Matter, right, so the career blueprint for you is you always will have to make sure that you are always, help up the rest. And being a, true leadership, okay, having the true leadership. And that is how you are to actually, help the rest, okay, or help your subordinates, and to make sure that you push them or to uplift them, okay, to get their knowledge respectively. All right. So that is how a Keng Matter. That's why Keng Matter, right, we also say this to our client. Being a Keng Matter, if you never been through hardship, and you will never be a successful person. That's why if you are a Keng Matter, the more hardship you have been through, and the more you will become successful. And that is how your experiences will kick in, all right, to help you to uplift your staff, your subordinates, your students, or even your, people who are your disciples who are actually following you. And that is how Keng Matter work. All right. And the next one we have is a Sin Matter. The career blueprint for Sin Matter, I think, is something very straightforward, because they talk about their value. All right. So if you are Sin Matter, you do not like things to be very difficult. You do not enjoy hardship, and you always want to make sure that you look beautiful, and you are always talk about self-value. So people who are into self-value, in this, today's community, and you talk about, right now at this point, right? So self-value people, when you emphasize about that, so it's always about your branding, it's always about your image, it's always about things that you can actually, uplift others. Let's say example, those are brand ambassador, because they are famous, all right? And because they are the top celebrity, because they are already carry their name. So whenever they are become the appointed as the brand ambassador, so this is how their self-value, the more you are popular, the more the, the company, they wanted to, that is how people pay you. All right. That's why Sin Matter people, you will always have to make sure that who you are, okay? You have to self-identify yourself and to know what is your value, okay? When you have after you have created your brand name, after you have created your name, and that is how people will flock to you and give you a lot of business and ask you to become the sales ambassador, or ask you to become the brand ambassador. And so your entire life is just to, after you have created your name, so just to become another person who actually to make the business out of it. All right. And there is another thing where the sin matter people can do is, the career blueprint is that sin matter people, because they know how to become a middle person, okay, to talk between party A and party B. That's why these are the people, they can be the middleman, okay, and to close the sales, or to link up two persons, okay, party A and party B. And I know these two people, and I know that in their business, they know these two, where actually they can marry the ideas, or they can marry the brands, or they can marry the products, or they can marry certain things together. And they being the person in the middleman to marry these two products, and that is how they actually earn the commission. All right. So they are such a job, and being sin matter, they are very sharp in knowing what each other people's good at, and what they can actually help each other, and they are to being a person who actually to marry these products together. All right. And the next one we have, right, is actually a run water. So we know that run water, they are resourceful. They are the big oceans. They have a lot of resources inside the ocean. And that's why run water people, right, remember one of the point that we mentioned, they cannot sit still in a place. That's why these are the people, they are always on the move. If you are run water, you always have to make sure that your job is to actually provide the resources to others, and you cannot to enter into a job where to require you to actually desk bound job, sit 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 or 6 o'clock until you finish the work. It will make you crazy. That's why make sure that in your career blueprint, you make sure that the job that you are looking for, okay, forward, is something that will require you to actually make a move. All right. In this, right, actually the best job fit you is, get into the job where require you to walk a lot, deal a lot. Example, right, some of the job, right, they actually need to travel nationwide. They need to travel, half a group, or they need to travel within the Southeast Asia, like those country manager for certain products. Or maybe they are the people who actually, they need to deal with the event. All right, they set up an event for a company, or they set up an event for a brand, or they set up an event or road show for certain products. All right, so this is actually how the run water day master, okay, where actually to benefit your career blueprint. And the more you actually exercise in terms of this thing, and you will notice that that is where you give yourself the most benefits to make you the most money. Because we always believe, right, in career itself, right, you will have to give the best out of it. You have to satisfy or to love the things that you are doing, and that is how it's give you the most benefit out of it, in order for you to make the great money, and the great success will come to you. All right. The next one we have is a Quay water. Quay water people, right, they with a lot of creativity, they with a lot of ideas, and every ideas they have, right, is always one thing, is always their value. That's why Quay water is best fit to you, right, is on the move, okay, and this job itself, right, require you to actually go all the way everywhere to to create a lot of creativity, okay, for your clients. Example, interior designer. All right. Example, some of our job, right, itself also require a lot of creativity. If you are a good speaker and you can actually move everywhere, and you can actually create a lot of things for yourself, and that is how the creativity comes about. And your value is from your creativity. At the same time, that is how to actually bring you the maximize your benefits, and also your earnings will come back to you. All right, so this is how Khui Water, okay, get into the job, which is like an interior designer, which is this commercial designer, where actually you can actually offer your ideas to the people who actually do not have ideas, but they wanted to actually firm a series of like program online to sell their program online, to sell their products online, or maybe those product manager or the marketing manager, where actually needs a lot of creativity. All right, so these are the things where the best fit to you. And don't work in the retain yourself or remain yourself always in the station, because that will be something that really bought you a lot. All right, so this is where coming from the perspective of a career blueprint from the 10-day master. Of course, when we talk about career blueprint, we can actually come from many angles, and this is only one angle of it. And do remember, stay tuned. We are going in the next video, we are going to actually talk about we know that this is the lifetime what the person should do, okay, as a high level. But at the same time, right, do you know that every 10 years luck cycle, and every luck, our, the energy of the luck itself, right, luck cycle itself, right, will actually change the way we do job, or to change the job that actually attracted to us. And this is where we are going to talk about in the next video. And I will see you soon.